Williams class. For your English lesson today, the learning objective is, can I write the shared write together from the new box up? This makes me really sad because normally we would be in class together sharing our ideas. So today's lesson, the shared write might be a little bit different to what we're normally used to doing in the classroom, but hopefully we'll make the best of it anyway. So yesterday we boxed up ideas about how to escape the house. I hope you enjoyed my little escape from my beautiful home. Hopefully you got some ideas on how you can escape your house, obviously being imaginary. So not forgetting the sections that we need in our box up. So we have our introductory paragraph, we have tools that you would need, the steps, imperative verbs, adverbs, and also an important note. So we've done that as a class together when we were looking at our class text, How to Build an Empire. Then we started to think about how we could use that to box up our own ideas on escaping the house. Today then, we are going to be doing a shared write-up. We're going to use the ideas that you thought of yesterday as you were thinking about escaping your own house, and we're going to make sure that we know exactly what to do when we are doing our write-up. Now, make sure that you have your box-ups from the previous lesson with you, because those should have all the ideas that you will then include in your write-up today. Now, I will model writing each step with you, so we're going to make sure that you pause the video after each instruction that I've given you and complete what we have discussed. As I said, normally I would be asking all of you to share your ideas with me, but unfortunately it will be me feeling like I know what you're about to say and me writing it down. So I hope that I do try, I hope I do succeed somehow to get everything that you want to share with me. So you can see here, there are 1, 2, 3 main sections with a little square here if you want to draw a picture. Now, I will try my best to put this onto Tapestry for you to see, but what I've done for this lesson is I've just written out the little subheadings so we can do our shared write in a more easy fashion. So we have the title, materials needed, and instructions. So let's think of a title then. What would a good title be for our shared write? I think it could be How to Escape from Your House. So let's write that together. So, how to escape from your home. I changed house to home because I just think it sounded more cozy. Make sure that you underline your title and use a ruler to do so, to make sure that you are writing and presenting your work as neatly as you can. Now, the next section is materials needed. So what materials did I use in my video to make sure that I could escape my house successfully? Have a little think and then pause the video. When you unpause the video, you will see the materials that I thought I needed when I was escaping my home. Now, my materials might be different to the materials that you used when you were escaping from your home. So don't worry if my list looks a little bit different to yours. But the materials that I used were socks, a pair of socks, a pair of shoes. I needed a jacket or a coat because of the weather. And I also needed my house key because remember, I had to unlock my door. So I needed to make sure that I had my key for that. So those are the materials that I needed. Instructions then, I can't escape my home without knowing exactly how to do it. So having instructions is very, very useful because then you can just read through it and I'll know exactly what to do. So think about what I did first. So my first instruction that I've written down is, number 1, firstly, escape from the room you are currently in. Quietly. So you can see here, I've started my sentence with a capital letter. I've started my sentence with a time connective. I've put a comma after my time connective. I've got my imperative verb, escape, and I've got my adverb, quietly, at the end of my sentence. And rather than ending my sentence with a full stop, I thought I'd end it with an exclamation mark, just to make sure that when the reader is going through the instructions, he or she can say it like quietly, because it's like you have to make sure that you do it quietly rather than loudly, because what's the point? Now, number 2, what is the second thing that I did in my video? So the next thing that I did then, number 2, next, quickly find a pair of socks and put them on. So I've started my sentence with a capital letter. I've started with a time connective, next. I've then added a comma after my time connective. I've got my adverb, quickly. I've also included a conjunction and then I've ended my sentence with a full stop. I've got 2 imperative verbs in my second instruction. I've got find and I've got put. So you can have more than one imperative verb in the same step if you would like to. Now, what did I do after I put my socks on? Number 3, I have written then put your shoes and jacket on, ... So started my sentence with a capital letter. I've got my time connective then. You can also have a fronted adverbial. That's pretty much the same it has the same purpose as a time connective. You put it at the beginning of your sentence. So I've used then. I've added a comma at the end of my fronted adverbial. I've got my imperative verb, put, and then I've ended my sentence with what we call ellipses, which is the ... So instead of a full stop or an exclamation mark, I thought, what haven't I included yet? Ellipses, ... to add that suspense. And I haven't got an adverb there because I thought I didn't really need one, so I chose not to put one there. Again, I've used the conjunction and, just to show that, putting your shoes and jacket on, you have to do that as quickly as you can after one another. Then lastly, step number 4. Finally, carefully take your house key, unlock your door and run out the door. So I have got my sentence starting with a capital letter. I've got the fronted adverbial finally, and it's also a time connective because it tells you that it's the last step in your set of instructions. I've got my adverb carefully, so it tells you how to take your house key. I've got my imperative verb take. I've then added a comma to show that I'm moving on to the next step, even though it's in the same number, it's in number 4. I've then got the imperative verb unlock. I'm using second person narrative here, so I've got take your house key, unlock your door. And then I've included the conjunction and run out the door, so the imperative verb run is used there. And then I've used an exclamation mark just to really show that this is urgent and it needs to be done as quickly as possible, just so no one catches you doing this. And those are my 4 sets of instructions there for you. I've mentioned now all the different elements that go into writing your set of instructions, remembering your punctuation, remembering your time connectives, fronted adverbials, imperative verbs, conjunctions. What I've not included that you could include could be adjectives. That would be a really, really nice way to make your writing even more creative and descriptive. Your 3 tasks are as follows. You have task number 1, complete the introductory paragraph of the innovation. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at how you escaped from your house and you're going to be completing an introductory paragraph on it. So remember your class text map on how to build an empire. Think about the features that you wrote down in your box up on what to include in your introductory paragraph, and try and create one for your own set of instructions, which would be to escape your home. Once you have completed the first task number 2 is to check your spellings and punctuation. So a great way of doing this is to use a different colour to show your corrections. I've seen a couple of you correcting your work by yourselves, which is fantastic to see. I remember one work in particular, somebody corrected their capital letters. They made sure to go back to their work and check, oh, I've not added a capital letter at the beginning of my sentence. Cross it out, write it up. It was really impressive to see. So really make sure you're doing that, and using a different colour would help you to separate your work from your corrections. So it's nice to see that progress as well for yourselves. Task number 3 then, finally, would be to edit your introduction. So look at your introduction and change it, make changes to it. Have you included the 3 items in the list, which are rhetorical questions? Have you included short, snappy sentences? And have you included technical vocabulary? So for example, rather than saying, put the key in the lock and then open the door, you can say, unlock the door. And fewer words are used, but you get your instruction across in a more short and snappy way, which I think is actually really, really good when you're writing instructions. It's good to be very straightforward about what you want the person reading the instructions to do. So 3 tasks there. Make sure to upload your work onto Tapestry for me to have a look at, and I am looking very forward to seeing what you produce, Williams class. Take care, enjoy your start to your write-up, and I will see you very, very soon.